Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and I'm playing a game using Replay Baseball. It's a new game to me, so I'm learning it as I go. So it's always, I think, fun for myself to go through these steps and make my mistakes, and then for other people to kind of identify the mistakes or learn from them. So, what are we doing? We're in the top of the fifth inning. And what game are we playing? The game 2 of the 2018 National League Division Series between the Yankees and the Red Sox. We are in Fenway Park. I'm finally starting to use the Fenway Park card here, the ballpark card, after asking a few questions about it and becoming a little bit more comfortable with the game. I guess this is about my 4th, my 8th, I don't know, about my 10th game, I believe. So I'm still a novice. So let's get started. It's going to be David Price, the southpaw, is on the mound for the Red Sox, and he's facing Tanaka, Masahiro Tanaka. The score is 4-0. The Red Sox scored 2 runs in the first inning and 2 runs in the second inning. It was 2 doubles in the first that drove in runs, one by J.D. Martinez and another by Eduardo Nunez. In the second inning, it was back-to-back home runs by Jackie Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts. So the score here in the top of the 5th stands at 4-0 Red Sox. Let's roll. Now we're going to read the red-white batter card first. I just started doing this. So it's going to be a 4-3. Now that's usually a fielder's situation or opportunity. It's going to be 4-3 is going to be a 6, and then a 4-4 is going to be on the shortstop. Our shortstop is a 3, so that's going to be a 9 in column 4. 9 in column 4 is a ground ball, and that is Bogart. Bogarts, he fields it over to first, and 1 away. Gardner's out by half a step. And it's pretty fun. I mean, there's a lot of different results. You get, all kinds of different results going on here. In terms of the outs, you get line outs, you get short fly balls, you get deep fly balls, you get all this is laid out in like a 3-page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 column set of rules. Now, there's a lot of additional little symbols, and you're going to have to kind of learn those a little bit, and that'll make the game flow a little bit faster. So who's coming up now? It's Andrew McCutcheon. Now, he's out for the season. He was picked up, signed as a free agent for 3 years by the Phillies, and he's out for the season now with some, I believe it's an ACL tear. So this is going to be 2-5 on McCutcheon's card, and that's going to be a 4. And then it's going to be a 2-4 is going to be a 1. So that's a 5 on column 2, and that's a swing and a miss. And McCutcheon goes down swinging. 2 out. And Aaron Judge steps in the box. He's a right-handed power-hitting right fielder for the Yankees. He's also suffered some injuries this year and hasn't really played all that much. Still on the bench, and oblique, I believe, in 2019. So it's going to be a 4-2. A 4-2 again in that fielding column is a 2, and then a 4-3 is the third baseman. That's a 5 altogether in column 4, and that's going to be a grounder out at first, so it's grounded to the third baseman Nunez. He bobbles it for a minute, but recovers over to first, and side retired. I started putting these X's in the box, basically letting me know who the leadoff batter is for the next inning. I saw that in a book. I was reading a book on Sandy Koufax, and they had on the inside cover they had the box score for his perfect game. And whoever did that, actually would put an X there. So I just picked that up from that book. So if you wanted to know why exactly I do that. So it looks like Masahiro Tanaka, who's almost gotten to his batter's face limit, is going to be replaced by Dellin Betances. So Dellin Betances comes in. He's a right-handed thrower. Played in 66 games, had a 2.71 ERA in 2018. And we're in the bottom of the fifth. It's 4-0 Red Sox. Bogarts, Xander Bogarts, the shortstop for the Red Sox. It should be 1-3. That's a 1, and then a 1-5. That's a strikeout. So Bogarts down swinging on that slider. Mitch Moreland, left-handed hitting first baseman. It's a 4-5, a 1, and then a 4-4 is shortstop. So that's going to be a 3, and that's going to be a ground ball to Gregorius, up with it, and for the second out. Nunez is 1 for 2 on the day. He's doubled and flied out, has an RBI. That's going to be a 5-1. A 5-1 is a 27, and then a 5-1 is a 30. Under column 530 says, let me read it to you, fly out center field. 3 up, 3 down for Dylan Betances. We go to the top of the 6th inning, so that went pretty quickly. As you can see, I'm picking up a little bit the pace, learning the game a little bit more, feeling more comfortable. And it's David Price still on the mound. So now this is going to be a 4-2. That's a 19. And then a 4-4 is a shortstop. A 19 and a 3 is a 22. 22 on column 4 is a single off the fielder's glove. So we did that's yeah, single off the fielder's glove. So Luke Voigt singles, and he's on at first. The next is Giancarlo Stanton. That's a 2-5, that's a 3, and then a 2-4 is a 4, and that's going to be a strikeout for Giancarlo. 2 to 6 on columns 1 and 2 are strikeouts, so that's easy to remember. 1 out, and Gary Sanchez. 6-2 is a 9, and that's going to be a shaded in area. So the shaded in area, basically the shaded in area sends us to the Fenway Park card. And I'm going to be careful when I do that. I'm going to actually roll. So I guess I'm going to throw out that number, the 9, and roll for a Fenway Park number. So let's do that with a blue die on the side. It's a 6, so that's going to be a 6. All right, Fenway Park against a right-handed batter. That's going to be a 6. And then we have a 6-2 is going to be a 3. That's going to be a 9 on David Price's card, and that's a single to center field. And it tells me that the runner advances 1 base. So first and second, single for Sanchez to left field, and it's Didi Gregorius. Top of the 6th, 4-0 Red Sox. Here's the pitch. Oh, wait a second. Here's the pitch to Didi. It's going to be a 1-6. 1-6 is 45, and a 1-6 again is 47 in column 1. 47 in column 1 is a comebacker. It's a strikeout or a comebacker to the pitcher with second and third playing halfway. There's a runner on first. So they're playing halfway. Ground ball back to the pitcher, who throws to second for the force and try for a double play. Roll 1 die against the pitcher's defense rating. Pitcher's defense rating is a 3. I'm going to roll 1 die. And that's a 1. So roll 1 die against the pitcher's defense rating. If the die is higher, it definitely won't be higher. Score it as a double play. So it's going to be a 1-6. A 1-6 force out, and the throw back to first not in time. So Sanchez is forced out, and on first now is Gregorius. A little bit more speed, but 2 outs now in the inning. Andujar First and third, and Miguel Andujar. Miguel Andujar hit 27 home runs in 2018. You know, I just noted, okay, the year, I looked down at the stats, it doesn't say the year, but then the year's up here next to the team, 2018. Okay, so that's going to be a 2-6. 2-6 is a 60 with a 5. It's also a shaded area, which I guess I can look in column 2. Look in column 2 for shaded area, and I can roll that. Let's see, let's try to do this. I guess the ballpark card replaces the 5 there, I imagine. It's 60 with a 5 raised number, so I guess that's gonna get replaced, I imagine. So we rolled a 2, and that's gonna be a 3. So this 60 becomes a 3, and then a 2-3. A 2-3 becomes a 4, and that's gonna change to a strikeout, and that's gonna retire the side with the Yanks leaving 2. And it's 4-0 going to the bottom of the 6th. Hope I did that right. Now let's count the strikeouts for Price. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. 5 strikeouts for David Price so far. He's gone 6 innings. And we're going to double check how many. He can go, I believe, 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So he's exceeded his limit. So he's going to get pulled for next inning. And we're going by the actual pitchers who played. So Kelly's going to come in. Joe Kelly. And Price went 6 innings. Gave up 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits, struck out 5. Based on balls, he walked 3 in the first inning, another one in the third, that's 4. So totally walked 4 batters, gave up no runs, no earned runs, no home runs, no. Did he have a wild pitch? I believe he did not have a wild pitch. No. So that's it for Price on the day. Good outing. Allowed only 4 hits, struck out 5. So Price is out, and when he comes in, when Joe Kelly comes in, he's going to be facing Torres, Gardner, and McCutcheon. Nope. Not right now. I'm in the middle of something. All right, it's Dellin Betances. He's in for his 2nd inning of work against Ian Kinsler, who's 0 for 2. He's flied out twice. It's going to be a 5-3. A 5-3 is a 5. That's a 5. And then a 5-3 again is a 9 with a K. So it's a 9 with a K, base on balls. And a K is only if there's an out. If there's a pitcher beside its column 5 grade, the result is an out, it turns into a strikeout. So it's going to be a walk. So Kinsler manages a walk. And Sandy Leon now. Sandy's 0 for 2, flied out in the 2nd and struck out in the 4th. This will be a 6-5. That's a 36, and then a 6-1 is a 38 with a K. 638, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Leon strikes out, and Jackie Bradley's 2 for 2 with a home run and a single. Here's the pitch from Betances. This will be a 4-3. A 4-3 is a 3. And then a 4-3 again is third baseman. Third baseman is a 5. So that's going to be an 8. Column 4, an 8 under column 4. It's going to be a ground ball force at 2nd. 5-4. Jackie Bradley's on at 1st. 2 outs. And Mookie Betts is 2 for 2 with a home run, a single, and walked. He's scored 2 runs and driven in 1. It's a 5-2. A 5-2 is a 1, and then a 5-3 is a 5 altogether. 5 under column 5 with a K, and that K is going to mean if pitcher has a K beside his grade 5, the relative is any out with runners on base. That's going to be a strikeout, and that's going to retire the side. So that's 1, 2, 3 strikeouts for Betances in the 2 innings that he works. And that'll be all for Betances. So he goes 2, no hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, no runs, no earned runs, no home runs, blah, blah. And the Yanks' next pitcher is going to be Britton, Zach Britton. So Betances is out. I don't know if you had a chance to see the attempted assassination of David Big Papi Ortiz. If you watch the video, it's not a robbery attempt at all. I mean, that's the first reports was that it was a robbery attempt, and not at all. Guy walks towards I guess a pub, that's very crowded, and Big Papi happens to be one person sitting with his back to the windows, which are down, I guess, or maybe there's a gate that goes down over this establishment, but the gate is raised, so it's almost like an outdoor experience. And the shooter goes right up to Big Papi and takes shots at his back. Big Papi stands, stumbles, and falls, and the shooter takes off. This is when the crowd chases down the shooter and beats them and holds them for the police. But there seems to be six involved in this assassination attempt. So very, very mysterious. And here we are in the top of the 7th inning. And it's going to be Gleyber, Torres, Gardner, and McCutchen against Joe Kelly. All right, it's a 2-4. 2-4 is a 16, and then a 2-1 is a 17. 2-17, and that's a strikeout. Torres strikes out. Brett Gardner is 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. That's a 5-5. A 5-5 is a 15. And then a 5-2 is a 15 is a 20. 20 under 5 is going to be infield single. So that's a dribbler that Gardner hustles down the line and beats out with his speed. Good speed for Gardner. And it's going to take us to the M chart. M chart has his roll, and that's going to be a 7. On the M chart is a 7. It says wild pitch. Now it's a 4. Wild pitch for Kelly is a 0. Let's see what it says. So if the blue die is higher than the rating, it's a wild pitch. So it's a wild pitch, and Gardner is at second base in scoring position. And Yankees better get something going pretty soon here. It's 4-0 in the top of the 7th. Gardner's at second. There's 1 out, and it's McCutchen. McCutchen doubled. He's walked and doubled. He's 1 for 2. It's a 3-6. That's a 42. And then a 3-1 is a 43. 343. 343 is a line drive against a righty pitcher. It's going to be a leaping catch by shortstop for the out. With runner on second and less than 2 out, it's a potential double play. Roll 1 die against shortstop's defense. Shortstop's defense is a 3. If the roll is higher, the runner on second is doubled off. See what happens. It's a 1, so he is not doubled off. So it's going to be a line out, L6, 2 outs now. And it's Judge, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. So that's going to be a 3-5, and that's a 30. And then a 3-3 is a 32. 32 on column 3, and that's a line out to right field. Right there is Betts, and that retires the side. L9. So the Yankees leave one, score none, and at the end of 6.5, it's 4-0 Red Sox. So Joe Kelly gets through that inning, and we have a lot of pitchers to bring in here so we're going to start bringing them in. So that was one inning for Kelly. Gave up one hit, struck out one. Everything is, and a wild pitch as well for Kelly. All right, Zach Britton against Benintendi, lefty on lefty. Martinez and Bogarts. A 3-5. A 3-5 is a 3 with a star. And then a 3-5 again is going to be a 4, and that's going to be a 4 as a ground ball. Let's see. Three, 5 is a 3. Oh, and then it's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. 6-3. One away. Zach Britton to J.D. Martinez. J.D. Martinez doubled in the first. He's 1 for 2. It's going to be a 6-3. 6-3 is a 36. 36 and a 6-2. This is unusual because on Britton's card you get a shortstop rating there. So whatever that means, may mean he's a ground ball pitcher. So it's a 6-3, which is a 36. And then a 6-2 with his shortstop, so a 36. And then a 2 is a 38. 38 in column 6 is going to be a strikeout. So I really don't get that. Totally. Because if he's a ground ball pitcher, why does it become a strikeout? But anyway. All right. Xander Bogarts. He's 1 for 3 on the day. It's going to be a 4-3. A 4-3 is an 11, and a 4-3 again is shortstop. We said shortstop was a 2. So an 11 and a 2 is a 13. 4-13, and that says possible error. So we're going to roll here. And that's a 26. That's going to be under a 62, which is Gregorius. So that's just a ground ball shortstop. 6-3, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Britton. Go to top of the 8th, 4-0 Red Sox. Who are we going to bring in? We're going to bring in Brazier. Ryan Brazier, 34 games with a 1.62 ERA. Facing Voit, Luke Voit. It's a 6-2. A 6-2 is an 11. And then a 6-3 is a 12. A 12 is going to get us to roll 1 die. And that's a 5, and that's a deep drive to left field. Back goes the left fielder, Benintendi, to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. The Yanks are on the board. Home run for Luke Voit. And next is Giancarlo Stanton, 4-1. It's a 3-2. A 3-2 is a 29, and then a 3-5 is a 30. In column 3, a 30 is going to be a line out to left field. Benintendi running in and makes a shoestring catch. 1 out. Next is Gary Sanchez. Sanchez is 1 for 3. That's a 2-2, and that's a 55 with a raised number. A 2-2 at 55. Then a 2-6 is a 57. 57 with a raised number. That's basically a long looping drive into the outfield. If the raised number beside the 55 on the batter's card, if the defensive rating, right, it's going to be a 6. So that's a right fielder. I know that Judge's defensive rating is higher than a 1. That's for sure. So if the outfielder's defense rating is higher than the raised number, he makes a great catch. Great catch by I'm sorry. It was not Judge, but the right fielder for the is Betts, and I didn't put his data in there. Betts should be, he's a 465, so that's higher than a 1. So 465, and that's a beautiful catch by Betts in right field. F9, 2 outs, and Didi Gregorius. Be a 5-1 is a 4, and then a 5-2 with a raised number. So 5-1 is a 4, and a 5-2 is a 5. 5-5 raised number. That doesn't apply here because it says if a pitcher has a raised number in column 5 grade, but the result has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9, and this is a result 5. It's runners on and first base open. It's a base on balls with runners on and first base open. It's a ground ball third base. And that's Nunez across the diamond and throws out Gregorius to retire the side. But the Yanks pick up a run, go to bottom of the 8th. It's 4-1 Red Sox. Game 2 of the 2018 National League Division Series. We're going to get a new pitcher next. It's going to be Workman in the top of the 9th. Actually, you know what? We're going to bring in let me see who they're... Kimbrel. We're going to bring in Kimbrel. Frazier worked 1 inning. Gave up 1 hit. No strikeouts, no walks. 1 earned run, 1 home run. Okay. I'm going to probably bring in Kimbrel in that last inning to close it out unless the Red Sox score a bunch of runs. So let's look for Kimbrel's card right away to have it ready. He's their closer at 42 saves. I'm going to pull out Frazier so we remember that he's out for somebody. All right, bottom of the 8th. 4-1 Red Sox. It's Moreland, Nunez, and Kinsler. They're going to be facing Zach Britton. Now, let me just take a quick look at Britton. Pitching 41 games, had 40 innings pitched, so he's a 1-inning guy. So we're going to pull Britton here. So Britton went 1 inning, 3 up, 3 down for him. Had 1 strikeout. And we're going to bring in Chapman. Bring in Chapman here. And the Red Sox are going to counter that move, and they're going to allow, going to bring in Steve Pearce, a right-handed batter. He's going to replace. We're going to do a pinch hitter. I'm getting fancy now, learning the game a little bit better. So I'm going to do a pinch hitter, and then he's going to play first base. Pearce. Right here. Okay. Chapman's a Pierce. Here's the pitch. We're looking at the red and the white. 5-3 is a 9. Then a 5-2 is a 14. 5-14. And that's a hit by pitch. Oh! Pierce gets plunked. HBP. Pierce is on at first. Not going to rub it. And it's going to be Eduardo Nunez, a 1-4, and that's a 35, and then a 1-6 is a 36, 136, and that's a ground ball to third base, infield halfway. Second to first, double play. So it's a 5-4-3 double play. Just get Nunez. It was hit right on the nose. I mean, the ball was in the air to second base before Nunez even took a step out of the box. Because Nunez has some speed. Get some. We're going to have to... There's no doubt about that. All right. Let's move on. Kinsler. Why do we have Betts up? Okay, Kinsler should be here somewhere. There it is. Betts should be the leadoff. Should be in there. All right, so Kinsler's up with 2 outs. Chapman, say 1-1. A 1-1 is a 10 plus. That's a stolen base type thing. He has 16 stolen bases. So 1-1, and then a 1-1 again. So that's an 11. A 1-11, and that's going to be a single up the middle. Center fielder Gardner plays it in quickly. And Sandy Leon with 2 outs, runner on first, bottom of the 8th, 4-1 Red Sox. Here's the pitch. 6'5", 36, and then 6'6", is 39 with a K. 39. Column 6 is going to be a strikeout. That retires the side. And that was Chapman. So Chapman goes, hits a batter. No wild pitches, no home runs, no earned runs. No walks, strikes out 1 hit, and 1 inning pitched. So we go now to the top of the 9th inning, last licks for the Yanks. Yanks are down 4-1 in Game 2 of the 2018 National League Division Series. It's going to be Andujar leading it off against Kimbrel. Pierce is playing first base. He came in and pitch hit. He was hit by a pitch. He's at first. It's going to be Andujar, who is on the day is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-6. A 1-6. It's a 45, and then a 1-3 is a 46. 146. And that's going to be a strikeout. So Andujar strikes out. 1 away. Gleyber Torres. He's 0 for 3 on the day. That's a 3-4. A 3-4 is a 57. And a 3-1 is a 1. That's a 58. 358. And it's going to ask us rare play. So we're going to roll 1 die. If it's odd, it's a rare play. It's odd, so it's going to rare play with nobody on base. We're going to go to the book. Nobody on base here. Base is empty. So base is empty. There's 1 out. You have to roll 6. Base is empty. 1 out. 6. Number off the end of the bat. Pitcher comes off the mound to field the ball. Fires to first, but is thrown off target. Roll 1 die against the first baseman's defense rating. Okay. Pierce. We didn't write Pierce's defensive rating, and that's one thing you got to do with this game. You definitely got to have the ratings written down. Defensive rating is, I guess, a 3. 3. No, at first base is a. Oh, there it is. 356. So 3. Pierce. 356. So, where were we? This is where I get thrown off here. Okay, we're under column 5. And it was, wait a second, see if I did all this right. Okay, so column 5, it was a 5-1, which is a 4. And then a 5-1, which is a 9. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But let me look for that situation. Yeah, this is where I totally went blank. Now, I don't know why. I have a 5 there. I try not to touch that. That's why I rolled here. Oh, you know what? It's a rare play. Wait a second. No wonder I went blank. Okay, it's a rare play. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. And it was a 6 number. Okay, now I got it all back. Roll 1 die against the first baseman's defense. If the die is higher, first baseman hauls in the throw. So the die is higher, the ball's in the throw. If not, the batter pulls off, and it's an E1. So it's a 1-3, and Pierce makes a great play. All right, there you go. Got my bearings back. All right. No wonder I couldn't find anything there, and I just froze because it was in a totally different chart. Okay, so Brett Gardner is 1 for 3 on the day. He singled in the 7th, and the Yanks are down to their last out. Here's the pitch from Kimbrel. Oh, Jesus. I gotta get a different color die, and I have so many of them. Just to not, let me see, something wacky here. I got a whole tray of dice here. And I'll have one that I just rolled, this ivory die. It's kind of fun. Alright. That'll be my go-to when I have to roll that one single die without messing up what I had rolled so I don't get lost. But I'm waiting for the fast action cards. I can always look back at the numbers on the card. So it's going to be a 6-4. 6-4 is a 31. And then a 6-4 again is a 2, so it's a 33. A 633, and that's a... say 6-4, and here's a K, so that's going to be... Let's see what it says. Pitcher has a K. Any result is an any out. Score the play as a strikeout. And that ends the ball game. The Yankees lose it by a score of 4-1. Come up short in that 9th. And that's all she wrote for the Yanks in this one. Kimbrel picks up the... Let's write him in. He goes 1 inning, strikes out 2, picks up a save. The win is going to go to Price. Kimbrel gets a save, Price gets the win. The loss is going to go to Tanaka, 0-1-0. And none of these other pitchers get... I guess these guys can get holes, right? Even though I really don't do holes, but... So what else can we do here? Let's tally up. It's going to be 1 run for the Yanks, 4 runs for the Red Sox. The hits for the Yanks, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits for the Yanks, no errors. There was an error for the Red Sox, I believe. Yeah, it was a right fielder error on don't know how that would advance. He's at 65. I know I didn't roll at 66. Oh no, yeah. So that's weird. I may have looked at over here. I may have looked at the Yankee right fielder instead. But we're not going to worry about that because we're still learning the game. The hits for the Red Sox, 1 hit. Sometimes I circle them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits for the Red Sox. So it's 1 run. Yankees 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, and the Red Sox had 4 runs, 8 hits, and an asterisk on that error on the Red Sox. It's probably my mistake. Played game 2, and the results of game 1. The results of game 1. The Red Sox won game 1, 3-2. So they're up 2-0 in the series. That victory was a pretty exciting victory. It happened in the bottom of the 11th. Yep. Happened in the bottom of the 11th. So the Red Sox are up in the series 2-0. So they're really, the Yanks are to the elimination game basically. And that's it for Replay Baseball, guys. I'm learning the system. It's a pretty fun system. A lot of different things to kind of a lot of out, a large variety of out results. And once you learn a couple of things, guys told me you need to get at least 20 games in so it starts to flow a little bit smoother, because then you know certain things and you don't have to worry so much about the clunkiness of not knowing the rules. So, but it's realistic. I mean, as far as I know, as far as I can see, game scores are normal. Kind of the good pitchers are doing pretty well. The home run hitters are hitting home runs, but then again, everybody's a home run hitter nowadays, so that makes no difference. But this is CP Cards and Dice signing off, and I hope you enjoyed my